Hey, what's up guys? JD Vim here, part of Vim Nation Wrestling, and tonight was a grand night for WWE and the future of WWE. A piece of the future. I'm not saying this is the exact future of WWE was realized tonight with the CWC Finale, live on the WWE Network. This review is a little bit late because my computer was updating, but if you guys are new around here, please rate, subscribe, drop a comment, be sure to follow me on Twitter, and like my Facebook page, where both links are down below. Tell your friends and family come and join the Venom Nation Wrestling here on YouTube. With that being said, tonight's Cruiserweight Classic, the finale, it had a lot of shockers, it had ups, it had a lot of great things going for it. I'm going to miss watching this show on Wednesday nights. When they announced the Cruiserweight Classic, when they show all 32 competitors in the ring, the way that it is, the way it's presented, the way that Daniel Bryan and Mauro Ranallo was on commentary, doing the, introducing the 32 participants, I got fully invested into it so much that I bought myself the CWC Classic t-shirt. So I'm heavily invested here in the Cruiserweight Classic. To be quite honest, I'm going to miss it on Wednesday nights now. I really am. But what we've seen tonight, it's just the way when WWE, and they proved with NXT, they proved with the Cruiserweight Classic, SmackDown last night was pretty good as well. But when they want to, they can do professional wrestling better than anybody out there, period. And that gives you that prime example tonight on how good WWE can be if they actually do this. You know what I mean? Put it in with storylines included as well, of course. And there were storylines, within the CWC. Great night overall. We had our finals. We had 4 matches tonight in a 2-hour show. The matches had to go long because there was only 4 matches. Understandably so. We had our first semifinal match tonight of Grand Malik versus Zack Sabre Jr. Going into this match, a lot of people, going into the tournament, a lot of people thought we were going to see a Zack Sabre Jr. and Kotobuki final. I thought that. It was inevitable that we were going to see that. Surprisingly tonight, we saw a match between Grand Malik and Zack Sabre Jr. We saw a good match. Wasn't the best match of the show. I mean, it wasn't the best match of the tournament. But it was a good match. And Zack Sabre Jr. was, doing his shtick in the ring. Doing submissions and, doing octopus stretches and things of that nature. Grand Malik, who started the match very fast. This match went very, very fast. It started fast. It went a little bit slow in the middle because they got burned out a little bit. But ended fast. Great match. Good match, rather. I don't want to say great, but good match with these two here. With Grand Malik beating Zack Sabre Jr. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, Zack Sabre Jr. is not signing a WWE contract. WWE doesn't want anybody like that in the finals if they have not signed a contract. Now, he may sign a contract sometime down the road. And we also know that Grand Malik, he was heavily talked highly of in WWE. He was recommended by Finn Balor. Finn Balor put a high recommendation in for Grand Malik. A huge recommendation for Grand Malik. And that was saw tonight of him going into the finals. He beat Zack Sabre Jr., in one of, I guess if you want to call it a shocker, one of the more shocking moments of the tournament. Grand Malik wins with the Malik driver for the 1-2-3 pinfall. And, wow, and a lot of people were shocked in Full Sail University. Just for the record, tonight's crowd in Full Sail, hot. White hot crowd tonight. Like, they were so hot for everything that they seen tonight. They just ate it up. They ate it all up. They ate it up. And, you know, it's just that it's something that we don't get to see on, every Monday on Raw. And, this is why I get upset sometimes, you know what I mean, with what I can see WWE's potential to be to what we actually see on the main roster. I know on the main roster, you have to make it for more casual audiences, but the wrestling on what we see on Monday and Tuesdays they're not horrible. Remember a few years ago when the wrestling was horrible on Raw? And, it was oh my god, the storylines were, they were, somewhat decent, but the wrestling was horrific. Now, the wrestling is good on Raw for the most part. It's pretty good. I can watch every match and be oh man, that was a good match. But the storylines, the writing has been grade A shit. Grade A shit. On what we see on Mondays. Not so much Tuesdays right now, because I can't probably throw Tuesday in there too, but SmackDown has been a better show since the brand split. But back to the point at hand, Grand Metalik wins with the Metalik driver, and a lot of people were shocked about it, as was I. But like I said, Grand Metalik was highly talked about from Finn Balor. WWE needs that Mexican, mask-wearing wrestler on the Raw roster, because you got Kalisto on SmackDown. Kalisto hasn't really been, on SmackDown as much because he's been, nursing an injury. But we saw with Kalisto tonight in the crowd. But a lot of things that, a lot of people don't get to realize that the masks, the hoods sell well, guys. The hoods sell well. And he has a Rey Mysterio type of hood, type of mask design. And I think Grand Metalik could get over with the kids and him selling these hoods to these kids. And I think he's going to be huge for WWE merchandise because he's been signed to the Raw roster. He's been signed to WWE. So, good match for Metalik and Zack Sabre Jr. Metalik wins with the 1-2-3 pinfall. Going to our next match, we saw Kotobuki and TJ Perkins, and I was hyped for this match. I was hyped for Kotobuki and Cedric Alexander, just like how I was hyped for Rich Swann and TJ Perkins. I was hyped for this match. And these two guys did not disappoint whatsoever. What a fucking match. Not the match of the tournament. It's not the match of the tournament, but I put up there probably top 3 in the tournament. Great match from these two. You saw a lot of stiff shots from TJ Perkins and Ibushi here in this match. You saw a lot of counters from both men. We saw, a triangle moonsault, or Golden Star moonsault, whatever you want to call it, from Kotobuki. We saw some great stuff from TJ Perkins, a lot of groundwork, a lot of, drop kicks, that wrecking ball drop kick into Kotobuki. A lot of great stuff from Kotobuki and Perkins in this match. Had me on the edge of my seat in this match. At one point in this match, we see Kotobuki, who's been laying waste, who's been the favorite in the tournament by far. This guy has been the favorite in the tournament by far, right? Everybody thinks that Kotobuki is going to win this tournament. Kotobuki, who's been laying everybody to waste with the Golden Star Powerbomb. He hits the Golden Star Powerbomb on Perkins for a 1-2 kick out from TJ Perkins. At that point right there, I said to myself, TJ Perkins, he's gonna beat Kotobuki because no one's kicked out of that powerbomb as yet. He's gonna win the tournament. He's going to win the tournament. He's going to win the tournament. And as soon as I saw that, Kotobuki was in trouble. And TJ Perkins, as he's been doing to everybody in every single match, working on a knee. Working on a knee. It's usually the left knee that he will work on. So he can set him up for that leg bar submission. And he gets Kotobuki in that leg bar submission. Everyone in the crowd was being, they sensed the moment that was going to be in the match. He got him in the leg bar. Then he pulled up into a modified STF onto Kotobuki's neck, cranking him back on his neck. Kotobuki tapped out. Tapped out. Amazing. Amazing moment. Everyone was shocked. I was shocked that Kotobuki tapped out. But again, it goes back to TJ Perkins signed to WWE, Kotobuki, Zack Sabre Jr. not signing. And it definitely makes 100% sense on why they did not go to the finals. Kotobuki, I really thought this guy was gonna go to the finals and win the finals, but that was the beauty of this tournament that WWE, I will say that should get a lot of credit for. They made this tournament as unpredictable as possible, because if everybody thought that Kotobuki was gonna win, I think that would have been very underwhelming in my opinion. It would be a great moment. I like Ibushi. I'm a huge fan of him from this tournament. I'm a huge fan of other guys in this tournament, like guys I had never even seen before, like Jack Gallagher, like Noam Dar. I'm very much so liking what I'm seeing from Noam Dar. Other guys I have seen before, and now I'm like really impressed with now on what I'm seeing from him, and what really want to see these guys flourish on the main roster. Guys like Cedric Alexander, guys like Akira Tozawa, you know what I mean? Just guys like Rich Swann, Gargano, Ciampa, guys that they can all work in the ring and they can all tell a story too. All these guys that they signed that's gonna be on the main roster, all these guys could tell a story in the ring, which is gonna be huge for the Cruiserweight division on Raw. Now, before we get into the next match in the finals, just want to talk about here real quick on how I think Raw is going to treat the Cruiserweights. Despite me being very positive about the Cruiserweight Classic and me really behind this Cruiserweight Classic and loving what I'm seeing here, I think what we're going to see on Raw is not this, which is going to be very unfortunate. It's not this. We are going to still see some great matches, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that WWE is going to actually give these guys the time and actually give these guys, I guess, the full range of doing this here, because they don't want these guys to go out there every single night to steal the show. They don't want them to do that. They want the Raw, no, not the Raw, but they want the main event to steal the show every single week, which they have potential to, because you got Kevin Owens, you got Seth Rollins, you got Roman Reigns, who's, despite what anybody says, Roman Reigns, he has been playing in match of the year type of matches this year, even though he definitely does not have the match of the year. He's not a great technical wrestler, but Roman Reigns, at times, we see him in his matches. We saw him against AJ Styles in a potential match of the year. Great match, that we seen from, I believe it was at Money in the Bank where we saw that great match between Roman Reigns and AJ Styles. But nevertheless, though, I just don't think that WWE is going to let these guys do what they're doing on the Cruiserweight Classic transition to Monday Night Raw. If they let them do this every week, oh, holy shit, that's great. If not, then I know why. I know why, and I'm telling you guys why, because they don't think that, I think they're going to overshadow some of the other wrestlers on the roster if they start doing that. So I don't think WWE will be too fond of that if that actually happens. But nevertheless, though, I'm very optimistic. I want to be very optimistic about this here, not pessimistic. So we saw that here, and into the second to last match of the night, we saw here of Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar versus hashtag DIY, Jory Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. And in this match itself, this was a Ring of Honor tag team match. I mean, that's all I can really say. It was a Ring of Honor tag team match. And if you've never seen Ring of Honor tag team matches before, they're good. There are a lot of train wrecks, a lot of spots and stuff like that. Not to say this is a bad match. This was a great match, I thought. But I don't want people to, get wrapped up and say, oh, this is one of the best matches I've ever seen. Calm down, pump the brakes. Not one of the best matches, but they all look good in this match. Noam Dar looked good, Cedric Alexander, Gargano, Ciampa, they all look good in this match. And since Gargano and Ciampa is signed to NXT, already signed to WWE, they won. They won and they beat Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar. But this is what I hope to see here on, on Monday Night Raw. And I really hope to see that, tag team matches as well within the division. I don't want to see anything like, hashtag DIY versus Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. I don't want to see that. Main reason is because of the fact that they're not within the same division. Keep the Cruiserweight separate from the main roster. If you're going to take a Cruiserweight off the actual Cruiserweight division, have them just be on the main roster. That's it. No more Cruiserweight. They can't go back to that Cruiserweight division for a certain amount of months. They can't. They just can't do it. But, I just think that would be something very good to do on the main roster, but we'll see. We will see how they actually treat the Cruiserweights on Raw. So, going into the main event, the shocking main event, I should say, the main event that no one had this put in. Let's just be serious. Either Ibushi wasn't going to be there or Zack Sabre Jr. was going to be there. Gran Metalik versus TJ Perkins. TJ Perkins, who has a background story that he was homeless, that he came in and, he was, wrestling, he was living in his car pretty much. And yeah, I mean, pretty much that was the whole story with TJ Perkins. And as soon as I saw him beat Kotobuki, I knew he was going to win. But the match on Raw was great. They did a great job in this match in the finals. I think it was the second best match of the night. Kotobuki and TJ Perkins was the best match. I think if Kotobuki would have beat Perkins tonight, Ibushi versus Gran Metalik could have been potential match of the tournament, period. Because Ibushi's that good and Metalik is that good. But nevertheless, before we saw this, we saw God we saw Triple H coming out to the ring. And I was so happy when I saw Triple H come out, because I was thinking, like, what if Triple H turns into a triple threat match and he just buries TJ Perkins and Gran Metalik, and Triple H becomes the first ever Cruiserweight champion. That would be hilarious. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That would be one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. But no, we didn't see that. Triple H comes out. He did what he was supposed to do. Hype up the two guys, hype up the tournament, hype up the Cruiserweight division, and for Raw. And he was all like, well, they're going to be fighting for this trophy here. Then, all of a sudden, just been hiding all day, and there's been rumors that this was going to be for the Cruiserweight Championship, the brand new Cruiserweight Championship. He's pulls it out of the bag. Cruiserweight Championship, who looks like, the Jeff Hardy Immortal Time from TNA, the purple and silver belts, and I was like, holy shit! That adds a different dynamic to this match, and the stakes that couldn't get any higher got a lot higher in this match, and we saw here of a great main event of Metalik and TJ Perkins. We saw at one point where Gran Metalik actually hurdled the top ring rope and did a Frankensteiner onto the outside. Holy shit. That was a holy shit moment. Definitely a holy shit moment between TJ Perkins and Gran Metalik. Metalik is that damn good in the ring, guys. He is that damn good in the ring. And, God, I just cannot wait to see these guys every Monday on Raw. And, and I'm going to be so pissed off if WWE really, if they just, just fuck up this opportunity for them on the main roster. I really hope that's not going to be the case. But we saw a great main event. We saw Metalik and TJ Perkins going back and forth. We saw here of TJ Perkins going for that knee bar. He went for the knee bar like 3 or 4 times in this match in the ring. We saw him go for it like 3 or 4 times, and which was good. You know what I mean? Because that's what TJP does. And he keeps. A lot of people, either they like TJP or they don't really like him. And one thing I do want to note is that he was booed after being Kotobuki, but I think at the end of this all, I think he gained a lot of fans' respect in Full Sail. But he was being booed because he beat Kotobuki. I mean, if you beat the favorite, of course you're not going to be, you know, heavily liked in the ring, or after that. But nevertheless, though, they had a great match. TJ Perkins wins with that knee bar and becomes the first ever Cruiserweight champion, the first ever Cruiserweight Classic champion. And this is what I expected. This is what I expected as soon as he beat Kotobuki. Grand Metalik, he's good. He's, his character looks good. Has the robe and everything, has the mask. He's going to sell a lot of those masks. I can guarantee that he's going to sell a lot of those masks to the kids. The kids are going to be very fascinated on what he's going to do in the ring, And I was quite shocked that, first of all, I was quite shocked that Grand Metalik beat Akira Tozawa at first. I was thinking Tozawa was going to win that. And I was even more shocked when he went to the finals. TJP, he's more of what WWE likes to see from a face of a division. He's a cute little babyface, white meat babyface. He has charisma, does the dab, does little dance moves in the ring. A lot of people are going to get behind TJP, and I like Perkins ever since, I saw him in TNA as, Suicide. But I was like, who's under the Suicide hood? I looked it up, and I saw, oh, it's TJ Perkins. Like, who's TJ Perkins? I looked it up, I saw his stuff in Japan. I was like, okay, this guy's pretty damn good. So, I'm a fan of TJ Perkins. I will say that. But Cruiserweight Classic, a huge success for WWE. They're going to be doing this again next year. Definitely. But I just hope that they treat the Cruiserweights fairly as they are, and give them the opportunity as they are, as they've been doing here for the past couple months here. But, guys, you let me know how you thought about the Cruiserweight Classic. You let me know if you agree or disagree with TJ Perkins as the winner, as since guys like Zack Sabre Jr. and Kotobuki, since they did not sign to WWE, do you agree with this outcome? I mean, the fruition is right there. Triple H brought up a new belt. You can't have two guys in the finals who did not sign with WWE. You can't have Kotobuki win that title if he's not going to be in WWE. Makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. But, yeah, what a night. What a series. What a tournament. I just hope we get to see this again next year. I really do. I don't know. And like I said, Wednesday nights is going to be very strange without watching the CWC. But guys, you let me know what you think about this. Please rate, please subscribe, please drop a comment. And yeah, time for the new Cruiserweight division on Raw, and it's gonna be something to watch. But I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great night. And TJ Perkins is your first ever Cruiserweight, well, not your first ever, but your first ever Cruiserweight Classic champion, and the new WWE Cruiserweight champion. You guys have a good night. Peace out.